Microsoft Game Pass is not profitable, but it is, but it isn't, but it might be. Over the last few days, we've seen some interesting criticism of the Microsoft Game Pass purely down to the profitability of the actual product. This comes from Christopher Dring, the editor-in-chief and veteran journalist from the game business, who's talked about the actual nature of Microsoft's product being the Game Pass cannibalizing their first-party sales, and as a factor of that, they're not being accounted for when it comes to the actual profitability metrics of the Game Pass. This comes into question with the 6,000 staff across all of Microsoft's businesses and subsidiaries being let go over the last week. Is the actual model of Game Pass sustainable? This has come into even further contradiction as Chris then had to update his further statement later after the initial one, stating that it does actually seem to be profitable and that even though there is a cannibalization of its first party properties such as Doom, Dark Ages or the Oblivion games, that there is still a profitability built into the actual statistics. Gamers call this into question, especially with the 6,000 staff that's been let go recently, and as well as that, the effects that's had on the actual business. This comes off the back of a controversy over the weekend where World War II COD was actually allowing hackers to install malware onto PC gamers' machines via the Xbox Game Pass version of the game. Despite this, Phil Spencer himself says that Game Pass is not necessarily meant to be a one-stop solution for gaming, especially on the Xbox services, and hopes that people will play games regardless of what they choose to do, and that it's healthy for people to not actually use the service and buy games themselves. However, this is all very much up in the air as gamers are also getting more and more fed up with the idea of not owning the games they buy rather than just renting a license at this point. Do you use Xbox Game Pass, or are you sticking to the model of just buying the games and owning them outright yourselves? Let us know in the comments down below, and obviously stay tuned for more.